Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bayer in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up there, guys. Wake up. It is finally freaking Friday. I hope all of you that have been without power, I hope that you have gotten your power back. I know it has been literally hell without power, boiling water, stores with food and stuff on the shelves. Yeah, it's bad, and I feel for people. There's people that have lost their lives. There's people that are in homeless shelters right now because it's just that bad with the situation. And my thoughts and prayers are with all of you, and I hope that we get it back, get it together. The thing that I'm so tired of is everybody is just looking for blame as opposed for looking for solutions. Right now, we got people in need. We got people that are hurting. I don't care who's at fault. Deal with that shit later. Let's deal with making sure these people are taken care of. That's the bottom line. All right, so I hope you guys join us tonight for our live stream, 9 o'clock Eastern, depending on the weather. My man DMV will be in here. He's been breaking down a lot of the great prospects and stuff that are out there, and we'll have him in here. We always have a ball with DMV and, of course, with Michael Anthony Fitness. And let me say a special thank you to Stephanie Robinson, Andrew McGuire twice, and Tracy Lynn, who have also just added to our GoFundMe, where we're trying to do a major upgrade in the studio. And what we're doing is, you guys have got your written down. We're going to put you in the tumbler. So everybody who does a super chat, the people that did super chats yesterday when we were in the workshop laughing at Carson Wentz, are all added to we're going to be doing a lot of drawings. We're doing a lot of drawings, so we're trying to raise money. We'll be giving away some of the racks and some of the other stuff that I have here in the man cave as well to you great fans. So if you do a super chat, or if you end up doing a donation in the GoFundMe, we'll end up entering you guys, and we'll do the first drawing tonight on our live stream. Also, too, if you make a $10 or more donation, we're working on our new Joe Boo shot glass for this year. We got to get past 2020, and we'll send you guys a free shot glass, of course, with your donation. So, on to the news. It's amazing. I've talked about there should be a Dak tax, because all the shows out there every day have at least one, if not two segments solely on Dak Prescott. Like the Dallas Cowboys are the only team in the NFL that have any issues whatsoever. And you've got so many people that are saying you can't pay Dak $40 million, of course. And it's funny because this is deja vu. The game hasn't changed, just the numbers. They said you can't pay him 30, can't pay him 35, can't pay him 40. But now it's like 30 would be good, 35 would be great. It's the same game. If they end up not paying him this year, next year, well, you can't pay him $50 million. Well, okay, because they'll say you should have taken the deal last year. But the question is, because a lot of people will say you can't make this move. That's where I'm going to leave that here. Now, that's one school of thought, and quite frankly, who knows? Who knows? Now, I'm not sure that Dak Prescott is arrogant to the point of saying that, they need me or anything else. In fact, I believe because Dak Prescott has never been the guy. From high school, he was not to be the guy. In college, he wasn't meant to be the guy. In the pros, he was never meant to be the guy. When you have always been slighted, haven't been given everything for you, because you've gone to the right school or you've had that pedigree where they deemed you the guy, you work harder. You appreciate the opportunities. See, this is where I look at a Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, from the time he was in college, he's going to be the North Dakota assassin. He's going to be great. He's special. And they have literally pounded into his head that he is better than what he is, that his arrogance is the reason why he could not try and say, I'm going to be better than Jalen Hurts and get my job back. Instead, he expects to be handed something. And that's the same thing as far as I don't want to go to Chicago. He wants to be handed the easy way to go. People who haven't had shit, haven't thought to be the guy, people who've had to work is no problem. They understand what it takes to have to get that, and they will work that much harder to get it. That is the truth. You appreciate something when you know you had to sacrifice and pay for it. When somebody gives you something, who cares? It's dirty, broken. I didn't pay for it. I didn't have to work for it. But let's look at this thing, because we talk about the dollars and cents of getting a quarterback. And the bottom line is people just say, you can't pay Dak Prescott $40 million because that costs too much in money. Well, here, I'm going to tell you that the cost goes beyond money. It's kind of like I'm doing keto, okay? So far in less than 2 weeks, I've dropped 6 pounds. Okay, hopefully I don't look quite as fat ass. Hopefully I don't look quite as swole. Hopefully in a month or two from now, you're going to say, damn, Mark, he looked pretty good. He looked like he ready to play for the Cowboys right now. And I can say that, hey, I can at least do what Xavier Woods does. I can run away from the back. But carbohydrates are the enemy. You can't have more than about 32 carbs in a day. But see, here's one of those things that helps reduce those true numbers, those carbs. Fiber. So if you've got 10 carbs in something and it's got 8 grams of fiber, you only got 2 carbs. It's not as expensive in the carb race as just the money would be. And here's the thing. I want you to listen to this for a second, because let's think about the cost of Carson Wentz and for the Eagles. And to do that, you have to go beyond just the trade with the Cleveland Browns for the cost for Carson Wentz. Understand the Eagles also spent $33.8 million now just to say, we want to get rid of you. Just to get rid of you, $33.8 million. That's almost as much money as Dak Prescott has made in his career. Yeah. But beyond just the dollars and cents, you have to go back and let's just look at the Eagles situation. See, the Eagles right here, actually, let me blow it up a little bit more here. These are quarterbacks for the Eagles. After they ended up letting Donovan McNabb, trading him to the Washington football team, okay, and he was asked there for Washington. He went to Washington, and everybody said, hey, Donovan McNabb, they got a good quarterback. Well, he was there for 1 year, got $44 million for that 1 year of service. So the Eagles, drafted Kevin Cobb. They took a number 2. Didn't work out very good. Then they signed Michael Vick. Michael Vick had some good games and things, but Michael Vick was on the tail end side of his career. They also signed Vince Young. And then they took a 3rd round pick and drafted Nick Foles. Nick Foles actually had one really great season. They signed also Mark Sanchez, but fumbled. That wasn't good enough production for what they had. So the Eagles took Nick Foles, a guy they spent a 3rd round draft pick on. They traded him along with a 4th round pick in 2015 and a 2nd round pick in 2016 to bring in Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford lasted for 1 year. Was nothing. And Sam Bradford, mind you, I will tell you, made over $120 million in his career and never did anything. Never did anything. So then that didn't work out. So you've gone through Mark Sanchez, you've gone through Sam Bradford, you've tried drafting guys in Nick Foles and Kevin Cobb. So then you say, you know what? We're done with the journeyman quarterbacks. We're done with the later round draft picks. We are going to go ahead and we're going to get one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL draft. So looking at this draft, most people will think about the trade with Tampa, where they traded the 8th pick for the 2nd and got a 4th along with it. And what they gave up for that pick was a 1st, a 3rd, and a 4th in the 2017 draft. And then a 1st in the 2017 draft. 16 draft was the first one. And then a 2nd in the 2018 draft. But wait, hold it. There's more. Because it actually costs more than that. Because originally they were sitting at 13. And to move from 13 to 8, they traded with the Dolphins, Kiko Alonso and Byron Maxwell. I know you're saying, well, Kiko Alonso, shit. Okay, he was through with the Eagles. That was nothing. It may be, but see, you actually still have to look at the year before, because they took Shady McCoy, a 2-time Pro Bowler, a dynamic back, and the heart and the soul for the team, and they traded him for Kiko Alonso, which was another stupid move. So you got to look at saying, okay, Shady McCoy, Byron Maxwell, a 1st pick in 2016, a 3rd pick in 2016, a 4th pick in 2016, a 1st in 2017, and a 2nd in 2018. You gave up all of that just to get Carson Wentz, and now you're paying here in 2021 $33.8 million. All right. Then you spend a 2nd round pick on Hurts. You're not sure that he's the guy, and you may turn around in this year's draft sitting at 6 and try and draft one of the quarterbacks, knowing you're not going to get the top 2, maybe the top 3, that you may even possibly have to trade up to get the guy you want, spending more draft capital. So I go back to the original premise. What is the cost for Dak Prescott? Because this is not the only team that has gone through this trying to find a franchise quarterback. You can look at the Rams, who moved up to get Jared Goff, paid him dead money, and trying to take a flyer on a guy who's never won a playoff game, sending number 1s and a 3rd and a player for him. You can be other teams that are looking at Sam Darnold and thinking, maybe we should trade for that guy. There aren't quarterbacks to go around. So I go back and say, are you better off saying, let's risk $40 million that we can manipulate the cap and hide? Or are we better off rolling the dice and trying to find a quarterback in the draft, or taking a flyer on a journeyman quarterback? As you can see, just from the sample size of the Eagles, the amount of quarterbacks they've gone through, from drafts, from 1st and 2nd round drafted quarterbacks, to the number 2 pick in the NFL, to a guy who was dynamic in Michael Vick, to veterans like Mark Sanchez and Sam Bradford, Nick Foles a couple of times, that finding a quarterback is damn near impossible. It's like finding a unicorn who's got the winning lotto ticket on its back. It don't happen. So you can say that Dak Prescott is a want. I'm going to say it's a need, and it's not quite as expensive as you really think. All right, y'all, I appreciate you. We'll be working in the workshop today. We'll be building some of those racks that we're going to be giving away as well. So, and also, too, one other thing, too, if you want to buy a rack, anybody who ends up buying a rack as well, when the new shot glasses come in, we will send you one of those as well if you purchase one of those from today on. So with that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here, and I'm going to get to work. And we'll see what the day brings. Yesterday, Carson Wentz traded. NFL says the salary cap will go to at least $180 million. It may go up a little bit higher. I think it hits to 185. But then again, what do I know? I'm a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll. Hope to see you tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. See you then.